Hi guys, it's Chris from Somebloke Who Travels a Lot, and today it's all about location, specifically if you're flying from Terminal 2 at Manchester Airport. Now what you're watching now is the walk from Terminal 2 to the Holiday Inn. No shuttle bus, no taxi, just a straight walk that took me 1 minute and 40 seconds. I've only slightly sped the clip up. Now Manchester Airport has plenty of hotels, but if you want a proper walk to terminal convenience for Terminal 2, your realistic choices come down to 4. The Holiday Inn, which I'm reviewing today, the Radisson Blu if you want something more upmarket, the Tribe Manchester Airport for a modern design-led stay, and the Ibis budget if you're keeping costs down. Now I've reviewed all 4, and you'll find links to those videos in the description below. I've also put a direct link to the Holiday Inn website for the best rates. As I always say when it comes to hotels, book direct. In this video, I'll show you around my room, we'll pop into the bar for a quick supper, and finish with a look at the proper breakfast that set me up well for a full day's travelling. Right, let's head into the room. Now this was a standard room that I booked at the end of November, and I paid £115 for it. And yes, it is a standard hotel room. In a good sense, you've got everything you would expect. You've got wardrobe space, you've got air conditioning, you've got a lock on the door, you've got coat hangers, and very importantly, if you watch my videos, you've got an iron and an ironing board. So useful in an airport hotel, as is the safe, which was solidly fastened in. A little luggage counter and more hanging space. So plenty for a family here, and of course we've got our couch area, artistically designed as you would expect at a Holiday Inn, quite funky and modern. We get to the bed, I'll come to the bed in a second and show you that properly, but we've also got our work area, and there's plenty of power points everywhere. Now we haven't got USB 3 yet, USB-C, but we do have plenty of USB points, plenty of power points. Now, after I've shown you around the room, we're going to pop downstairs to the bar and the restaurant. But here's a look at the menu, which you can use as room service. So you can order from the restaurant or a limited room service menu, depending on the hours. Big old television. And very importantly, we're going to come to the tea and coffee. Now here is a top tip. I was travelling to Europe, Italy specifically, and I know I'm very unlikely to get, certainly not going to get Lancashire tea, but I might not get English breakfast. I'm also not going to get milk. So you take a couple of your milks, put it in with your liquids, and then you can have a proper cup of tea in your European hotel. It's a well signposted telephone, another bugbear of mine. And like I said, there's power points there on both sides of the bed. Softy, squidgely, almost semi-firm, but a good pillow. We do the classic pull back, and we can see that it's exactly what you'd expect from a Holiday Inn. It was a very comfortable bed. It wasn't too, one of those perfect, not too firm, not too soft beds. So I think a bed to suit all. So as we look outside the window, you can see the hotel I mentioned earlier, the Ibis budget. Now, Ibis one brand, Holiday Inn another brand, but they do share facilities. So the Ibis, when you stay at the Ibis, they'll tell you if you want a full dinner, go over to the Holiday Inn. At the Holiday Inn, they'll tell you that if you want snacks or vending machines or things like that, go over to the Ibis. So very convenient. So let's see what the bathroom has in store for us. Well, it was all brilliant. It was all spotless. We've got a big huge mirror. We've got a shaving mirror or makeup mirror, depending on your needs. Towels for 2. And our smell is, we are fixed to the wall, as is the want with many hotels today. And they were good and refreshing. I had a lovely shower. And the shower was so simple. Look at those buttons, on, off. Now my flight was early, but it wasn't too early. But imagine you're getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. You got one of those showers that needs a degree in engineering to master how to switch it on and off. You don't want that. You also want a clean loo, and that is exactly what you get at the Holiday Inn. Which leads me down to my next job, was to go and have a drink and go and explore the bar and the restaurant. Now, as you can see very quickly there, you can get snacks from the bar. So you don't need to go over to the ibis if you want snacks, but there's more snacks on offer there. As you can see, it's the modern open plan layout, but they've done it very well with lots of nooks, lots of quiet spots. And as you saw there, it's a Turkish restaurant, or themed Turkish, so I went for a classic Caesar salad. And it was lovely. I had sardines. Now, normally I'm not a go-to Caesar salad with sardines, but I decided to in this instance. Anyway, this is me up bright and early, so I think that's BBC News on there, and we're down for breakfast. And yeah, it was an excellent buffet breakfast. And he's got everything. You've got your pastries, your croissants, your cooked breakfast, and as you saw in that little clip I showed you earlier, black pudding. So I had Lancashire tea and black pudding at the Holiday Inn. How tremendous is that? Now, as I said earlier, if you want to book the Holiday Inn, you're always going to get the best rates on their own website. So there's a link in the description below to the website. If you fancy a slightly different hotel, look at those. But the one thing I will say is when you're going to choose a terminal hotel, you're obviously going to pay a premium. But you need to bear in mind that if you're staying in one of the cheaper hotels, and there's a great Holiday Inn Express and Premier Inns further afield, you're going to pay £10 in a taxi there, £10 in a taxi back, minimum. So bear that in mind when you're booking. Anyway, I thoroughly recommend the Holiday Inn. And if you want to see more of this, or you want to see where I was actually going that day, which was Italy, then do click on the subscribe button. Ring the bell. YouTube will notify you when I publish those videos. I was actually off to Italy to jump on a cruise ship. A 2-day cruise. Anyway, that's got to be worth watching. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care now. Bye-bye.